You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on the anime Macross Do You Remember Love? Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's anime review, we're going to be reviewing Macross Do You Remember Love, also known as the Super Dimension Fortress Macross Do You Remember Love, because our Super Dimension Fortress Macross Battle of the Known Droids, or whatever you want to call it. I'll just call it as Macross Do You Remember Love. That's probably in the alternate title. So, Macross Do You Remember Love is a 1985 Japanese anime movie based around the Macross television series, which is basically Super Dimension Fortress Macross, or Robotech Macross Saga, which is originally known as in the syndicated series for Robotech series. Super Dimension Fortress Macross Do You Remember Love is directed by Noboru Ishiguro and Shoji Kawamori, which we'll get to more about Shoji Kawamori later. About this, the animation was done by Topcraft and Tatsunoko, and also it's distributed by Big West Advertising and Toho Co Ltd. And the production's done by Artland and Studio Nue. The movie is a film adaptation of the original Macross series. With new animation, the story of the line of the film does not fit directly into the Macross chronologically, and was originally an alternate universe retelling the story, but later established as part of the Macross universe. Within the Macross universe is a popular movie with a movie within a television series, a fact shown in Macross 7. However, in the new Macross productions like Macross Frontier have used elements from both the television series and the film. We'll get to more about after we review the series. Oh yeah, I guess. The film begins in Medias Res with the spaceship Fortress Macross trying to invade the Zentradi at the edge of the solar system. The Macross houses an entire city with thousands of civilians who are cut from Earth after it had executed a space hold on the first day of the Earth-Zentradi War, taking the city section of the South Atari land with it. During the latest assault, Valkyrie pilot Hikaru Ichijuyo rescues pop idol Lin Minmay, but are both trapped in the section of the fortress for days. Even after their eventual rescue, this faithful meeting leads to a relationship between the singer and her number one fan. The Zentradi, meanwhile, discover the debilitating and disruptive effect that human music has on the rank of the file troops. The supreme leader, Gorg Bobdalzer, suspects that the human culture is deeply related into an ancient music box he has kept with him for eons. Then the Zentradi discovered an opportunity to examine the humans further when Hikaru borrows a Valkyrie trainer unit without permission and flies Minmay across Saturn's rings. The Zentradi capture Hikaru and Minmay, along with Lieutenant Misa Hayase, Minmay's cousin and manager Lin Kaifun, and Hikaru's superior Roy Fokker. In the ensuing chaos, aboard Bertradi Kree Danik's ship, the humans are being interrogated about their culture when a squadron of Miltrandi led by Mila 639 invades the ship, giving the humans a chance to escape. Hikaru and Misa escape from the ship, but Fokker is killed, and Minmay and Kaifun remain aboard while the two officers get caught in a space fold. Exiting from the fold, Hikaru and Misa arrive in the desolate world that turns out to be Earth, as the entire population was wiped out by the prior Zentradi attack. As the two officers roam the remains of the planet, they became closer. They are also discover an ancient city of the proto-culture where the mysterious origins of the alien giants is revealed. In the city, Misa discovers an artifact that contains lyrics to an ancient song. Many days later, the Macross arrives on Earth just as Hikaru and Misa debriefing their story to Captain Bruno J. Global. The fortress is attacked by a Miltrandi fleet. During the battle, ace pilot Maximilian Genius defeats Milia aboard the Miltrandi's main ship, which destroys the Macross main cannons with one shot. The Miltrandi are forced to retreat when the Zentradi arrive with Minmei's singing voice as their weapon. Captain Global announces a truce and a military pact between the Macross and Zentradi. Hikaru and Minmei reunite, but Minmei realizes he is now with Misa. Meanwhile, Misa works on translating the ancient song for use as a cultural weapon, as requested by Bob Dole-Zur. However, when the Meltrandi return to attack. Adol-Zur loses patience and recklessly has his capital ship wipe out half the fleets of both factions. Once again, the Macross finds itself in the middle of the brutal war. Hikaru persuades Minmei to perform the translated song as the Macross flies across the battlefield. Minmei's song causes a union with Raitai's fleet and the Meltrandi against Badol-Zur after the Macross breaks into Badol-Zur's ship. Hikaru flies into the Valkyrie into his Supreme Commander's chamber and destroys him with his entire arsenal. After Badol-Zur's ship is destroyed, Macross bridge officer Claudia LaSalle asks why the song caused such a turnaround to the war. Misa explains that it is a simple love song. So the film ends with a concert by Minmei in front of the rebuilt Macross. So that's my review. So, as I was saying about the Macross TV series, in the Macross tradition, it features a transforming mecha pop music and a love triangle. The movie gets its name from its romantic themes and also by the song sung during its climatic battle sequence by Lin Minmei, voiced by Mari Liajima. In Macross Frontier, a later series in the Macross universe. The first few episodes are reanimated key scenes from this film and Flashback 2012 to give viewers glimpses of past events. Speaking of which, the story was done by Shoji Kawamori, who did stuff like The Visions of Escaflowne, Macross Frontier, Macross 7, Genesis of Aquarian, Earth Maiden Arjuna. He also did Super Dimension Fortress Macross series. Yeah, if I would have covered one of the original Super Dimension Fortress Macross anime television series, or the anime anthology television series Robotech, which, Super Dimension Fortress Macross is also known as Robotech Macross Saga. If I get to cover every single series saga of the syndicated anime television series Robotech, then I would have that planned for probably for the most part for the nearest future of my later anime reviews in the later review. So the film was premiered in Japanese theater in July 7th, 1984. It received a huge marketing campaign that generated very long lines of fans, many of them cramped outside cinemas the night prior to the film. These events were dramatized in the anime comedy Otaku no Video from 1991. In the 1984 edition of the Anime Grand Prix, the film was ranked second behind Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind. The film's theme song was also ranked first. So, do you remember Macross? Do you remember Love is a reinterpretation of the Super Dimension Fortress Macross in a feature film format. Almost all of the characters featured in the television series appear in the film. Most of the voice actors from the television series reprised their roles for the film. The love triangle and various relationships are intact. Macross 7 describes a film called Do You Remember Love when the fictional world of Macross series creator Shoji Kawamori also gave an explanation about the differences in the television and film depictions of Space War 1. The real Macross is out there somewhere. If I tell the story in the length of a TV series, it looks in one way, and if I tell it as a movie-length story, it's organized another. Many ships, mecha, and characters were redesigned for the film. The designs have featured in the later entries of the Macross franchise. The Zentradi were given a language of their own, and most of the dialogue Zentradi characters in that language. So, in the original Macross television series, the Zentradi's dialogue were automatically translated in Japanese. In this animated film, they are actually heard speaking a fictional extraterrestrial language, specifically developed for the movie, as subtitles are proved for the audience, much like the Klingon language in Star Trek, of which a word hasn't been spoken until they both appeared in the first theatrical version. This language was subsequently used in the further installations of the Macross universe. So the Macross is designed slightly differently, and instead of having the Deladius and Prometheus docked in its arms as its two armored RMD carriers, this became the design of the Macross on the further series installments such as Macross 2, Macross Plus, and Macross Frontier. Oh, and the international versions, according to Carl Macek, when asked by Canon Films to produce a film version of Robotech, he mentioned was he interested in dubbing and localizing "Do You Remember Love" featuring the voice cast from the series, but Harmony Gold was unable to license the film for political reasons. Megazone 2-3 Part 1 was used instead. Originally, two versions of a Toho commissioned dub had been released in the United States throughout the late 1980s and the early 1990s. The Toho dub, named the Super Space Fortress Macross in Japan, only had been created for international sales, such as by Omni Productions. The better known for the US releases is the dub, such as an edited version that was released by Celebrity Home Entertainment Just for Kids label in the late 80s as renamed Clash of the Bionoids, which is heavily criticized by the fans of the film for extreme cuts. Nearly 30 minutes were excised from the film. In the particularly ending were heavily modified from the original Japanese version. The scene where Hikaru calling the Macross after Baltazar's explosion was removed. From the false impression that Hikaru died in the blast, later the subtitle version was briefly released before presumably it was suppressed due to the ongoing legal battles between Big West, Studio Nue, Tatsunoko, and Harmony Gold. Robert Wood, head of Animego, said that he would like to release the film Animego, release the first pressings of the Macross series in the US, but believes it will most likely never get a proper DVD release in the United States due to legal disputes surrounding the film. The film was released in widescreen, both dubbed and subtitle format by Kiseki Films in the UK on video in the 1990s, but was notably one of their few titles not being released on DVD. Yeah, because needless to say, this is the first Macross anime movie that I get to review when it comes to mentioning about Robotech in this anime review. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Macross Do You Remember Love for today's anime review. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts about this. When I first watched Macross Do You Remember Love, I really loved it, and I thought I wanted to do an anime review on it, because this is the first time I get to do an anime review on Macross Do You Remember Love. Besides, because I've already looked back on my previous anime review on Macross Plus, because the story was done by Shoji Kawamori, that's why. I mean, if I get to cover one of the Robotech series or the original Super Dimension Fortress Macross anime version, but that'll be, for the most part, for my future anime reviews, I guess. Hope to subscribe for content. My anime planet, link in the description down below. Share this video on your Twitter and Facebook. If you have a Twitter and Facebook account and all social media, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking the like button on this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel. Click on my notifications bell button. Check out my videos that I'm uploading as well. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below if you like, and that's all I have to say. So keep it otaku for my anime review on Macross Do You Remember Love, and that's all I have to say. This is RuRoniK95 saying thank you for watching this leads you to the review. This is RuRoniK95 saying thank you for watching my anime review on Macross Do You Remember Love, and I'm glad you liked it, and I hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next anime review, and hope you have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my anime review on Macross Do You Remember. Oh, and I forgot one more. Next anime review, I'm going to be doing my anime review on Armitage the Third Polymatrix. Stay tuned for my next anime review, because you won't want to miss another anime review.